Hello everyone, Switched here. This is another channel update. First of all, I want to say I'm very grateful to have reached 7,200 subscribers. It is more than I ever could imagine. And for that, I am really proud and very excited for all that. And I am still very happy for it. And for the next goal to be in reach, I will hope is 7,500 subscribers soon enough. I mean, all the support I have from all my subscribers and my viewers, and what else can I say? I'm honored, and for that, I'm really excited. And for another further updates, I know that many still been wondering for what stores been pin up, and that even though that many still been wondering what kind of stores I am planning to do, and something like that. And ever since you have noticed that I only posted one story yesterday on Monday. Well, that is something I had planned to do for this for a while from now on. That there will only be one story on Mondays each week. So that means only one story per week. I did mention this at least once before. That is the fact is going to help me to save time so I can work on more stories in that. At least I know from that many still wondering from what kind of stories and I been plan to do. I know at least one of my subscribers or of my friends, Regan Hollis, had actually in fact asked me to do Fluttershy with Celestia. And I can promise him that it will be made as soon enough. But at the moment I will focus on just one story time. And many still been wondering of course what stories that have been made so far? Well, the stories that have been made at this moment is in fact around 20 plus stories, and the majority is audio. But before you start asking why I don't only do make stories with both text and music, well, I can tell they're both mixed with text and music stories and those with audio. And since audio sometimes help me to get mixed stories faster, especially if I'm tired from work. And since a story based on audio can go a little bit more quicker than this regular ones. But I can tell that the most recent story I did in fact have been done, and this is in fact a name of both titles of the both characters I can mention. As in fact, Cadence with Twilight. And before you ask, why something with the Twilight and Cadence? Well, since they aren't physically biologically related, and since in the main universe, Cadence is married to Twilight's brother Shining Armor, but since I had made Twilight end up with Luna and Celestia, so why not with Cadence? And I know that was a very unusual story for me though. But consider it, I have done other stories that was considered to be a little bit different. For example, Luna with Peep Squeak, as an example. And of course, many still wondering how many more stories that I have planned to do. Well, since majority is audio and also text and music. But in fact, there are many more that I hope to be able to do done so far as much. Consider how much work it goes for one story, and especially with my friend Reagan Hollis had asked me to do Fluttershy with Celestia. I know that he's still been wondering about that story, and he had not had to be worrying much about it because I will start work on that at that one as soon enough. I know that many still been wondering what the next story to be done, and the fact that there are a couple of stories that I can mention by name. That some stories I had in mind. One, in fact, is going to be Pinkie Pie with Sonic the Hedgehog. You heard me right. Pinkie with Sonic. And some of the stories I had also had in mind are other future stories based on Rainbow Dash and even Coco Pumel. I know that many have still been wondering what kind of stories that they want to be based on. Well, consider there are, in fact, almost unlimited of opportunities. But that is all I can say for that for the moment. But there's something else that I would like to mention. This is something I did have mentioned at least once before. This is going to be a love story series very much similar to Discord's Secret Daughter and a fiery love between the like between Twilight and Spike. This one is going to be based on not a pony universe, in fact, since for the Bottle series had always been based so far based in the pony universe. So I thought, why not skip a universe and go to a different one? So I decided to focus on the Equestria Girls' human world. But then I thought the one that came to me. What type of characters would I even be based on this time? Since I had been based on Twilight and Discord and Luna in the current story that I've been working on. So I thought, what about stories in that? So I decided to do a love story based on Sunset Shimmer, the human, or at least from the Equestrian. But then, who else to be shipped with Sunset? There are many possibilities like Flash, like Twilight, Pinky, Applejack, and the others. There were so many great good potentials in that. But it's the only one that came to me that was only potential has higher to me was in fact Pinky. I decided to do a love story series based on Sunset Shimmer and Pinkie Pie. And you may ask, what made me to decide to make them as a love story series? Well, after I did seeing this Equestria Girls special backstage pass, which was when the other when Sunset realized she was trapped in this time loop, and that she and Pinky are spending the day together as much as can. That caught my eye. And seeing how much they were very close there that particular day, I thought, why not? And I hadn't even been done any love stories based on Sunset Shimmer and Pinky before. So I wanted to do that. But then there's this even despite I had the two characters for the love stories, I had not even worked on any script, and I don't even have a working title of the series yet. So far that series is untitled, which has no title at the moment. But it will have a title, of course. But still, there are many more stories that have been going to be worked on, and I know that many still are very patient about their stories. And to be honest, for the past few days, for the past few weeks, in fact, I have in fact been able to find some new comments of potential stories that has been asked me for at least a couple of years. One example like Fluttershy with Thomas the Train or Henry the Train from Thomas and Friends. That was in fact asked to me about 2 to 3 years ago, which I was completely unaware of. And then even yesterday when I came across another story that was based on with Trixie Applejack Discord with Caramel. That story was someone asked me 2 years ago. I wasn't even aware about that one. So I decided to at least to make the story as soon as possible. I know that many still been wondering, like, when will your next story to be out? What kind of story will you do? That's I can't say for certain. I mean, consider how many stories there are out there, and so many stories I wanted to be doing. But if I were to say the most one of the most recent stories I will work as soon as possible, is in fact Fluttershy with Celestia. And since Regan asked me to do that, it's 1 hour and 15 minutes long, it wouldn't be that much a problem. And of course, he asked me not to add any kidnapping as that was happened in Fluttershy and Luna's story. In fact, there was in this time I had something else in mind, but I won't tell exactly what detail that is. All have to wait and see in the story itself. I know that many still been very curious to know how many other stories that they've been waiting for to be uploaded. That's all you have to be wait to see. I know there's many who are curious to know, but that's not something else I won't be telling. And and though even despite all of this, I'm very happy to be announcing that the next Monday, the next story will be out. But that is all as far as I can tell. I'm just still very happy to have been reached 7,200 subscribers. It is more than I ever could have imagined. And so next time, I hope to be able to reach 7,500 subscribers at least before summer, at least, or during summer. And who knows? Maybe I will perhaps reach 10 or maybe 100,000. Even if I were able to reach 100,000 subscribers, well, who knows? I'm I'm still looking forward to being able to reach that goal, even if this quite far in the future, or maybe it won't even happen. But that is all I want to say, and that is all I can say from this update for now. So, stay safe and always be looking careful, look after yourself during this crazy pandemic going on. And yeah, stay safe. And this is Switch Double over and out.